Hi, welcome to Quilt Remix, where we take a vintage pattern and give it a modern twist. I'm Kelly Bowser, and I'm here today with a online friend, let's say. We've been Instagram friends for years.
Yeah.
This is Megan Pitts, and I'm so happy you were able to come.
Thank you for having me.
Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, like Kelly said, my name's Megan Pitts. I can be found on the website, or on
Your website.
On my website.
It's yours.
It's
Own
my website called Canoe Ridge Creations. And you can also find me on Instagram under the same handle.
I've never asked you this before, but where did you get the name Canoe Ridge Creations?
I get that question a lot. So the road that I grew up on is called Canoe Ridge Road. So Canoe Ridge Creations.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people have sewing themed names,
Right.
and that was a really unique one, which I
Right.
loved.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And what do you do?
I am a pattern designer and blogger. You can find blog updates with tutorials and things on my website, and then you can also find me in magazines and books under Megan Pitts and Canoe Ridge Creations.
And one of my favorite things Megan has on her blog that you can get is your mini quilt club.
Yeah.
I have a little addiction to mini quilts.
That's right.
It's like covered my walls. Like all three of them are covered now. I think I only have one that has space on it.
Right.
So tell me a little about your mini quilt club.
So I have a mini quilt club called the Fresh Mini Quilt Club. We're going into our round 7.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah. So each club is 6 months long, 6 mini quilts, and members can subscribe and pay a fee, and then each month they'll get a new mini quilt. It's a surprise, so the quilt patterns aren't released until the members open their email on the first of the month.
And it's great. It's great for beginners, and it's great for people who want to try new things. So
Right.
I always loved that. I always thought that was such a great idea.
Yeah.
So Megan's here today, and she's going to share her remix version, and I'm going to share my remix version of this beautiful quilt by Liz Porter called Friendship Rings. And it can be found in the May-June 2017 issue of Love of Quilting. So for my remix version, when I saw this quilt, I noticed it looked like hexagons to me, right? But it looked a little complicated. And I tend to try to simplify complex patterns to try to make it easy to make and fast. So I was like, hexagons, what's like a hexagon? And I thought, oh, a beehive is like a hexagon. So that's sort of where I started with my quilt, was to sort of create a beehive, but I didn't want to go through the process of making hexagons, so I sort of made it a square with some cut off edges, and then created an abstract look of hexagons with those little pieces, and used lots of negative space, which is popular in modern quilting, right? And then I handed it off to a fabulous long arm quilter who was able to really, make it shine. Megan, can you tell us a little bit about what you saw when you looked at this?
Right, so I saw the hexagon just like you did, and then I also saw the secondary shape of the stars kind of around the hexagon. So I wanted to focus on both the star and the hexagon in my quilt. And again, it was a little complicated. The border is fabulous, but I decided to make my blocks bigger. Sometimes bigger's better.
Bigger's almost always better.
And it's always faster too, right?
I'm glad I have a sister in that thought process.
So I went for bigger blocks, still staying with that hexagon, and then with my background choice, accentuating those stars.
Right,
so.
and I love the color palette. That's like that kind of aqua tealy color.
Thank you. Yeah.
Is my favorite.
Yeah.
Is my favorite. Well, thank you so much, Megan. And join us next time where I will be showing you my remix version of the Friendship Rings quilt.
This episode of Quilt Remix Vintage Pattern Modern Twist is brought to you by Baby Lock, for the love of sewing. Tin Lizzie 18, your affordable long arm quilters. Inganero, because fabric should be fun. Madeira, color your life. Aliso Smart Irons, fabric care reinvented for you. And Quilters Select, made specifically for quilters. Furniture for Quilt Remix was provided by Koala, fine sewing furniture custom built for you.